What are the pros and cons of living in Hamilton's Mountain? As in this area here is very popular with a wide variety of different people because of the different neighborhoods it has to choose from. As you have some great opportunities for those first-time home buyers if you're looking to buy a condo or buy a detached home and own it yourself, or house hack and have renters pay off some rent. But then you also have some great large detached homes with double detached garages offering some great opportunities for those expanding families that are looking to add a few more family members. And then also throughout the Hamilton Mountain, especially on the south side, you're gonna find some great townhome options to choose from for any downsizers that are looking for that lower maintenance lifestyle. Now make sure you watch the video to the end, as there's going to be some areas in Hamilton's Mountain that are just not going to be playing out right for you and your family. So if you're new here, my name is Matthew, I'm a local realtor, and this is my channel where I share everything about what it's like living in Hamilton and the surrounding cities. And recently we've had a bunch of people reach out looking to move here. So if that's you as well, looking to move in the next 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year out, send me a message so we can set up a consultation call and go through where are the best neighborhoods on the Hamilton Mountain or the other areas in Hamilton. But other than that, let's just jump on into the video and talk about the very first pro of living on Hamilton's Mountain, and that is the amazing parks it has to offer you. As on Hamilton's Mountain, a few parks that you're going to be visiting is, first, you got Mohawk Sports Park out to the east side, and if your kids are in sports, you're gonna be spending a lot of time in this park here, especially if they play the amount of soccer and baseball and basketball and ice hockey that I played growing up. A lot of time is going to be spent here. But other than that, you also have King Forest Park right beside that, giving you great opportunities to go hiking on Buttermilk Falls or Albion Falls right out to the east side of Hamilton. And then you also have the Sam Lawrence Park, my favorite park, like I've mentioned in many of my videos, to go grab some food on the local concession street, walk down, eat some fried chicken, some pizza, some donuts, and just enjoy some spectacular views from this park here. But other than that, a few other great parks you're gonna have is the Westmount Community Center as well as the Huntington Community Center, which are gonna offer a variety of different tennis courts and pools for you to enjoy. But then there's just gonna be a variety of green spaces. Now, one of the things that has just done a great job on the Hamilton Mountain is about 95% of the neighborhoods here is going to have at least one flagship park that is all within walking distance of the detached homes and townhomes within one of the neighborhoods here. Some of the neighborhoods you're gonna find 2 to 3 parks to choose from as well. Then another option I know many of my buyers looking to move to the Hamilton Mountain absolutely love is both the great mixture of some big box chain retail stores as well as some local businesses. As some of the areas you're going to be visiting if you're living on the Hamilton Mountain is, first, Upper James Street. Now, just along the whole entire Upper James Street, you're going to find a wide variety of different shopping centers to get all the amenities you could do possible, as you have many different restaurants as well as Walmart, you got Jisk, you got Home Depot, you just have a lot of options to choose from. Then another area, depending if you're out to the west end, you can easily access the shopping amenities that are located in like that Meadowlands and Castor Plaza that has a Costco, has a Home Depot, has a Golf Town, and much more. But if you're out east to the east side of Hamilton's Mountain, you get easy access to the massive shopping centers that are located on Stony Creek on the mountain that also offer a Cineplex, a Home Depot, and many different options to choose from. Then if you're in the central part of Hamilton's Mountain, you have Lime Ridge Mall, a great shopping option to choose from, and the only shopping mall located on Hamilton's Mountain. And then the last thing I'll mention about the shopping here is Concession Street, really located on the north side of the Hamilton Mountain, offering some amazing local businesses. I've said this time and time again, but one of my favorite streets, and probably the street you'll see me the most often picking up food at. And then another thing you need to know when moving to the Hamilton Mountain, and is definitely one of the major cons when living there, is the traffic, as a lot of Hamilton's residents tend to, if they're not working from home, commute either out east towards Toronto, Niagara Falls, or out west towards London and Brantford. And as a result, you're definitely going to notice some bottlenecks, especially along the Red Hill Valley, which takes you up to the escarpment along the east side. But then you can also find some bottlenecks on the 403 going up on the west side. And then if you're looking to commute around the Hamilton Mountain, you have the Lincoln Alexander Park Parkway, which does give you a great opportunity to easily jump on the Collectors Road and get off those local roads. So the local roads definitely clear up with traffic better. However, I can tell you, I have sat on the Lincoln Alexander Parkway still in a parking like fashion for some time, especially around that like 5-6 o'clock mark. So definitely something you need to consider if you're thinking about commuting. You definitely want to try to be on those outlets that you can get off sooner and avoid some of this traffic here. Then one other negative about living on the Hamilton Mountain, it kind of has to do with the traffic, is there's not much employment opportunities that the Hamilton Mountain has. As like I mentioned, a lot of the residents here are going to commute to either downtown Hamilton or one of the surrounding cities, and this is what causes a lot of the bottleneck traffic. So if you're looking to take some public transit to work, it's definitely going to be a little bit longer of a commute when you're living on this area here. However, one of the biggest employment sectors that you're going to notice in Hamilton in general, but especially on the Hamilton Mountain, I find it's very popular with any nurses or doctors, is the healthcare, as you're going to have easy access to many different hospitals when you're living in the Hamilton Mountain, especially if you're living on the north side or the west side of the Hamilton Mountain, as you're just going to be a short drive away from Juravinski Hospital or the 2 campuses for St. Joseph's. Or you also just on the central part of Hamilton, you have the Hamilton General Hospital and McMaster Sick Kids, both also just a short commute away. So definitely offers great opportunities for healthcare for its residents, or if you're looking to work in one of these hospitals, great opportunities to make that work commute a little bit shorter. And then another con that definitely is associated with the Hamilton Mountain is the lack of public transit. As I was raving about the public transit down in the central part of Hamilton, and don't get me wrong, like Hamilton Mountain definitely does have some decent public transit options. It's probably what I would refer to as number 2 or 3 for all of Hamilton. But overall, if you are thinking about commuting by public transit in Hamilton, there's really only one option, and that is the bus routes that are really found throughout Hamilton's mountain. And unfortunately, when you're living in the Hamilton Mountain and if you're being bused, you're gonna have some easy commutes if you're just looking to go one way, simple, easy. But if you're looking to get some connections, you're gonna find a bit of difficulty there. A lot of the connecting buses are gonna converge really in the downtown Hamilton area or along Upper James Street. You will find a few connections there as well. However, if you are thinking of taking the GO trains or GO buses regularly to commute to work, this is where you're gonna really notice the lack of public transit. Notice as you have no GO train options in there, the closest one you have to go is Hamilton GO. You'll have to drive a little bit further to West Harbor GO to catch the train every hour that takes you to Union Station. Other than that, there are a few key GO bus stop options to choose from. However, it's going to be a bit of a drive to get there depending on where you're living on the Hamilton Mountain. Then another con about living on the Hamilton Mountain is the lack of activities, events, festivals that are going on in this area here, as it's really a part of like central Hamilton, and that's really where you're going to notice the shine of those festivals and events and just everything, those bright lights going on. You're really going to notice that in central Hamilton. Now, I definitely know some of my buyers clients that absolutely love living on the Hamilton Mountain because it is just a short drive or short Uber down the Hamilton escarpment to get access to downtown Hamilton, where you can go see the Hamilton Tiger Cats play at the Tim Hortons Field, or you can go to like the First Ontario Center, and that's where you're going to find a lot of those musicians, those comedies, and just those other shows are playing on a regular basis. So it does give you a bit of separation. Just know there's not much activity that's going to be happening and buzzing on in this area here. And then as for the real estate and what you can expect on the Hamilton Mountain is it's primarily detached homes, as this made up 79% of the total real estate sales, with the other 18% being townhomes and then the other 3% just being condo buildings being made up. Now, if you're looking for a general rule of thumb for the real estate on the Hamilton Mountain, when you're looking at the map, the further south you go, so the further away from the Hamilton escarpment, where you're typically going to find these here are those newer homes that were either built in the 90s, maybe even some in the early 2000s, and even a few today. And then the further north you go, you're going to notice some homes that were built in the 80s, a few in the 90s as well, but a lot in the 60s, the 70s, and a few in the 50s when you get to the further north end parts of the Hamilton Mountain. And then if you're taking a look from east to west, what you can expect for the real estate sales as a general rule of thumb is out to the east, you're going to notice typically those more affordable detached homes, where as you head more to the west, that's where you're going to get the homes that are slightly more expensive. Now, if you are interested interested in moving to Hamilton in the next few months, send me a message today. We'd happy to jump on a call with you and get a consultation done so you best know where the best and worst neighborhoods are on the Hamilton Mountain and the surrounding cities. So send me a message today. But how the real estate sales broke down for the Hamilton Mountain is, as you can see, 67% of the total real estate sales happened between that $600,000 to $900,000 mark in the last 12 months. Now, if we break this down a little bit further, depending on what price range you're looking for, so if you're looking in that $500,000 to $700,000 price range, typically what you're gonna find here is one, you're gonna find those smaller detached homes located on the north side of the Hamilton Mountain in those neighborhoods like Eastmount and Centermount. And here you're typically gonna have 3 beds and 1.5, 2 baths, typically built around like the 1950s. But then also here in this price range, you're also gonna find a few condo townhomes to choose from, especially along that South Hamilton mountainside, really built between like the 1970s and early 2000s. Then if you're looking in the range of 700 to 900, this is really the Hamilton Mountains real estate's bread and butter. It's really where you're gonna find a variety of different housing options to choose from, just depending on what you're looking for. So really the whole Hamilton Mountain is your oyster. It's just now a question of what do you prefer? Do you prefer those newer homes that have slightly smaller lots, but somewhat decent finishings? Do you like those smaller, older homes that have luxurious finishings? Or are you looking for those like medium-sized detached homes that have a great sized lot and outdoor space for you and your family to enjoy? Lots of options to choose from. And of course, send me a message to help get more clarity on what you guys are looking for and how that would work out. But other than that, here you can also find some great townhome options located on the southwest side of the Hamilton Mountain, especially along Rymel Road. And then the last price range we'll quickly chat about is between 900 and 1.25 million. This is where you're going to really find those newest homes being built in the 90s and the early 2000s, and even some today. We're going to find some large detached homes offering you those double detached garages, ample parking, and usually like those 3, 4, and even some 5-bedroom homes, and typically 3 to 4 bathrooms as well to choose from. So if you are interested in learning more, send me a message today. Other than that, one of the negatives about the real estate on the Hamilton Mountain and just in Hamilton in general is the property taxes, as this is typically here higher than the provincial averages. However, your dollar is going to stretch a little further on the Hamilton Mountain, so it really balances out in the long run. And if anything, it actually probably balances in your favor of saving money. So if you are interested in moving to the Hamilton Mountain but not sure if it's the right neighborhood for you, the next video I'd recommend you go check out is my video comparing Central Hamilton and the mountain. So you can find that video right here. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day.